What's up, everybody? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. For this Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020, I am your host, Russ Williams. I'm so glad you could make it here today. I'm quite aware you could have been anywhere in this world today. I know you could have been anywhere in this world today, but you decided to be here with me, and I appreciate that. And more importantly, I appreciate you. So, welcome to Transition Tuesdays on this election day, November 3rd, 2020. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have an action packed show tonight because I'm going to try to do something a little bit different than I've done before in the past. So, work with me, bear with me. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun today as we go through this election night. And but before I do that, I just want to state my intentions as I always do for the show. And my intentions are quite clear. My intentions is to give you the opportunity to laugh, smile, think, and engage in honest conversations about your life's transition. So that's what we do here on Transition Tuesdays. That's what we do here on Transition Tuesdays. So let me do this, guys, first off. And we got my man Charlie Nelson watching us. What's going on, Charlie? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my friend. Appreciate you. See if I can invite you in there. Let's see. See what we got here. So we're gonna do some fun tonight. I know this can be like a stressful time for people. Just breathe. Take it easy. Just breathe, 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 breathe. Everything's gonna be all fine. Everything's gonna be fine as we talking election night. And speaking of election, um, I want to go over a couple of things that I'm going to be bouncing around today, but just want to go over, and I'll start first with my voting experience. I didn't vote today because I voted the first day of early voting on Saturday, so I already voted. I'm glad I did because I got it out of the way. I didn't want to wait till today on November 3rd, so I'm glad I got it out of the way. That was, it's pretty good. I'm glad I got a chance to do that. Um, and what I can do, guys, is well, for me, my experience was I was online for close to 2 hours, and it wasn't bad. I mean, the line was moving, got it done, accomplished what I planned on doing, which was great. I'll share with you who I voted for. I voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I voted for those two individuals. Why I did that? Reason why I voted for Biden and Harris is because I really bought into they have a plan if they're going to be elected for Biden has a plan if he's going to be elected for president. He gave a plan what he's going to do to take care of the pandemic, what he's going to do economically and throughout this social unrest. So he has a plan that he's talked about. The other candidate, I didn't hear him say one thing about a plan. So I'm going with the people who have a plan, and that's the reason why I voted for Biden. And I was thinking about this earlier too. I was thinking about when I was in the booth voting. I had a couple of people in mind that I had on my mind when I was voting. I was thinking about my father. My father, who unfortunately passed 5, 6 years ago. But I just was thinking about if he had an opportunity to vote for these two particular candidates, who would he vote for? And so I took his energy into the voting box. I also thought about my ancestors who who didn't get the opportunity to vote before like hell for us to get the right to vote. So I thought about these people, my ancestors. I thought about my dad when I got into the voting booth. So these are the people I thought about when I actually was producing a vote, and that was my mindset with that. Um, so here's what we're gonna do, ladies and gentlemen. Again, like I told you, we got an action-packed show today, and what I want to do is I want to transition throughout this country, and I'm gonna call upon some friends of mine, family and friends of mine, who I want to get their voting experience and if they voted and who they voted for and why. So we're gonna try this. I'm gonna attempt to do this. I know it's gonna work. We're gonna attempt to do this, but we're gonna first transition to Minnesota. So I'm gonna make a phone call. See if I can get this person on the line. See what we got here. Hopefully we can get this done. It'd be lovely if we can get this done here on this Transition Tuesday.
Hey, Russ.
Hey, Charlie, what's going on, sir?
Hey, man, it's a beautiful day in Minnesota. I am sitting here, Russ, seriously, 100 feet from the Mississippi River. It's 75 degrees out, which is incredible for November. And we're just meeting with some friends, lamenting stories, and trying to figure out how we're going to survive tonight's election return.
So ladies and gentlemen, I have my good friend Charlie Nelson on the line. He's from the state of Minnesota. Hey, so Charlie, a couple of questions. I'm going to be going around the nation, just contacting my family and friends and finding out their voting process, the voting situation. How was the voting experience for you in Minnesota?
So, Russ, it was great. My wife and I both have voted absentee, so we voted very, very early,
Okay.
which was really easy.
Okay.
But my son is an election judge at a polling place within our community, and Red Wing is, 20,000 people, and so there were lines at different polling places when it opened, but after that, it was in and out really quick. People didn't really have to wait at all.
Okay.
But they've been very busy and a solid flow all day long of people voting.
Nice, nice. Now we got J. Edna Nolan joining us. What's going on, J. Edna? Appreciate you for joining us here on Transition Tuesdays. Okay, so like based on like what you're seeing out there now, there, Charlie, no shenanigans at the polling areas, nothing, no voter intimidation, no voting suppression. You're not seeing any of that?
No, not a thing, Russ. And,
Okay.
I've been, scouring the newspaper and going through Twitter feeds and anything and Facebook to see if anybody's experiencing it. But in Minnesota right now, and we've had a long history of leading the nation for voting, so we feel really good about how we vote here.
Uh-huh.
But they have everything locked up tight to make sure that it's secure, and there's been no instances of anything, any of the shenanigans, as you say. I think we're in a good stead here.
Nice, nice. Hey, so Charlie, if you don't mind, do you care to share who you voted for, and if you do share, why you voted for that particular candidate?
Yeah, not a problem, Russ.
Okay.
I was pleased to cast my ballot for Joe Biden.
Okay.
My wife did the same. My children did the same. It's a
Okay.
strong Democratic family.
Okay.
But I think, you talked about no plan from Trump at all, and I couldn't agree with you more. I also thought, from my vantage point, I haven't seen anything that Trump has done to heal this nation, to bring it together. He's fanned, the racial unrest within it. And living in, Minnesota, we were so influenced by the Floyd murder in June. So we kept an eye on that, and all he did was fan that. The man lies consistently every day. And Russ, I have a poli-sci major, undergrad, and a master's in history. And I've just never seen a man as dangerous to the Constitution of the United States as Donald Trump is.
Yeah.
So I think Biden, I agree with you. I think Biden's got a plan. I just think that another 4 years with Trump, it just frightens me what our country could look like in 4 years if we had to try to put the pieces back together.
Absolutely, absolutely. We got Brian O'Connell joining us. Welcome, Brian. Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Hey, so like I mentioned earlier, Charlie, I thought about some people when I was in the voting booth. I thought about these particular people, like my father. I really thought about when I was casting my vote. Did you have anybody in mind, in particular, that you had in mind when you actually when you were voting?
I think, Russ, as a father, you appreciate this.
Yeah.
For me, both of my parents have deceased, and
Yeah.
I didn't have the same experience you do.
Yeah.
So as I sit back and I'm casting my ballot. I'm really excited. We have a 10-month grandson, and I'm voting for him.
Oh, congratulations on that, Charlie.
Thank you. Thank you. I want the United States to be the country that he wants to live in. It feels great about, and is living up to its promise that so many great Americans have put before. And I want him to feel so proud of this country and not be embarrassed by what the president is doing every day. And I want it to be a safe and secure future for him. I want us to start transitioning, and moving towards a better environment for him. And I want him to know that all lives matter, not just the fact that he's a young white man, but that every life in the United States matters, and they're all held regardless of your sexual orientation, anything. I just want people to be treated as people. And so I was voting for him and what I hope will be a better future.
Excellent, excellent. Hey, so Charlie, last question for you, man. Now, if ladies and gentlemen out there, now my guy Charlie, now he had a countdown to the election. Charlie, I'm not sure, what number did you start at with your countdown to?
I was somewhere in the 70s, Russ, like 73 or 75. It was
Okay.
It turned out to be a much larger project than I thought it was going to be.
And speaking of this project, Charlie, I got to give you kudos, my man, because the way Charlie positioned this countdown to the election day, which is done with day zero is today, which I saw that you posted it today. Charlie really led with facts, and he just broke it down, factual, what's going on in this administration. And and the great thing about Charlie, what you did was you didn't tell people like who to vote for. You just laid out the facts, and then you just put it out there. So, Charlie, what inspired you, man, to do this election countdown? What was your inspiration on doing it?
Russ, first, again, I want to say, to anybody who's listening, I can't tell you how much I appreciate your support and how much words matter to people because, as you saw, sometimes positions got kind of heated, and I literally lost a couple of friends along the way on this deal.
Right.
But I think, if people, I just think it's so obvious who to vote for in this election. It's an absolute no-brainer.
Yeah.
And if you start looking at here's what's happened, here's what this man has done, here's the situation that this country is in because of his lack of leadership, it's just an obvious thing to do. And there's been so much tumult and chaos with the Trump administration that, scandals, we all go back to when President Obama was just eviscerated for wearing a tan suit.
Yeah, I know, right? That was the biggest scandal.
Oh, I want those days again. And instead, I don't want every day to be what outlandish thing did this guy do.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you kind of forget. You just get, insulated, and it just doesn't bother you anymore. And we need to realize that everything that guy did, almost every single day, broke every, 240 some years of American history norms for the presidency. It just was not okay.
Yeah. And again, Charlie, you were so factual in it, man. I mean, who can dispute facts? And I love the way you led with all the facts.
Thanks, Russ. I appreciate it. That's what I thought too. Let's just be honest. Here's what it is.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Hey, well, Charlie, I'm gonna let you get back to the family because I know this is a big night for everybody involved. So enjoy keeping the conversation. Oh, last thing, Charlie, before you leave, are you gonna continue the countdown? Are you gonna have something going on? Because we got to keep it going. I hope.
Some really positive feedback, Russ. So I don't know where I would go, but I'm going to start thinking about it because people were so nice to me and so supportive.
Yes.
So I may see what I can do, but Russ, it's going to be a couple of days, don't you think? I don't know that we're going to know the answer to this tonight. I hope we do.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid it might take a while.
This is true. This is definitely true. Yep. So you might have to have a rebuttal on that.
Yes.
Great.
Stay safe, Russ.
Hey,
Great to talk to you.
no problem. Thanks again, Charlie, man. Enjoy the evening, okay? Thanks again, Charlie. Appreciate you, my man.
You too.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. My good friend Charlie in Minnesota. Okay, that's good stuff. So now, let's transition. We're going to transition back to New York. And I'm going to call this young lady who I know and see if she's available here in New York. Hope she picks up as we make our transitional rounds here. Let's see what we got here. Let's see.
Hello?
Miss Gallagher! Miss Gallagher?
Hello?
Hey, Miss Gallagher, this is Russell.
Hello?
Miss Gallagher, can you hear me, ma'am? Miss Gallagher? Hello? Miss Gallagher? Let me hang up. Let me try again. See if we can get our good friend Miss Gallagher on. See if we can reach out because I'm anxious to hear from Miss Gallagher. Let's see what we got. Let's see.
The number you dialed is not in service.
Okay. Ooh, I think I dialed a little something wrong. Hold on a second, guys. Hang with me. Bear with me here as we doing this live here. Let's see, Miss Gallagher. See if we can get her real quick. And we have other people on tap too as we go through the country on this election day. Let's see what we got here. And I appreciate everybody joining us today on Transition Tuesdays on this election day, November 3rd.
Hello?
Miss Gallagher. Miss Gallagher, Miss Gallagher, can you hear me, ma'am? Hello?
Hello?
Miss Gallagher, can you hear me? Hello? Miss Gallagher? Hello, hello? Ah, man, she can't reach. She can't hear me. Ah, man, we got to get back with Miss Gallagher. Ah, shoot. Well, we got Star. We got Star joining us from the D. What up, though? Joining us here on Transition Tuesdays. Welcome, welcome to Transition Tuesdays. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Because I can't get Miss Gallagher. She lives here in New York. I wanted to get her viewpoint. We had Miss Gallagher on a couple of shows ago. Maybe we'll reach out to her. We have time permitting. But now, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna transition to North Carolina, and I'm gonna see if I can reach this young lady on the line. Let's see what we got here. Hang tight for us.
Hello.
Gina,
Hey, how are you?
what's up, sister cuz? How are you?
I'm good.
Well, sister, cuz as you know, here on Transition Tuesdays, we're like combing the whole nation, and I'm looking to get the experience of voters. So, sister, cuz Gina, how was your experience in your area in North Carolina? Your voting experience for you?
We went early, and it was actually super. It wasn't a problem at all. We stood in lines. There was social distancing.
Okay.
There were masks.
Okay.
It was not. It wasn't anything traumatizing.
Okay. No shenanigans going on. No voter suppression going on. Cause I did see like I think in one portion of North Carolina they had these police officers pepper spraying. I saw a lady who was in a rocker or like one of those like push buggy deals.
I think it's bad optics. We all saw that on the news.
Right.
Some people lived it here.
Okay.
And me being here, this is only my stance, my opinion.
Right.
It wasn't planned appropriately. So I feel like sometimes we got to take ownership. So if we didn't do what we were supposed to do,
Right.
it's hard to be upset with the outcome, if that makes sense. No, do children need to be pepper sprayed? Of course not. Do people need to be able to walk to go vote? Surely.
Right.
But when people organize these protests, which we know have been going on forever, I think we see it online and everybody just shows up.
Yeah.
And I don't think they ask the right questions or, you know. So I say before I make judgment for either side, I'll watch how this plays out because people are quick to form an opinion
Absolutely.
based off of two little pieces of the puzzle.
Absolutely. Nah, you're right about that, Gina. Definitely right about that. Hey, so Gina, do you care to share who you voted for? And if you do, why did you vote for this particular candidate?
Okay, I can give you the simple answer.
Okay.
I voted for Kamala because I want my cousin in the White House. Or would you like the true answer is that I've lived through Donald Trump and I'm barely making it. And of course, it's not one person to make a decision because in North Carolina we're voting for everybody right now, literally. It's everybody's life is on the line. So
Right.
it's just what's important to you. And I get it. If it's important to you, your tax bracket, and that's all I see going right now for the other folks that don't bread is tax bracket, tax cuts. But for daily life, be it education, health care, buying groceries, just daily living.
Yes. Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
I just have to go with who resonates with me. And unfortunately, that's my guy Cooper, and that is Biden.
That's right.
And like I said, I got my pearls on, and I didn't want to give Chucks no extra money because I don't think they gave anything to the Biden campaign. So what we're not doing is buying a bunch of Chucks.
Right.
I got my bands on and my pearls on.
I hear you. We got Tony G joining us. What's going on, Tony? Tony, welcome to Transition Tuesdays. And we got Ron LeClario. We have a Hall of Fame high school basketball coach joining us. Cardozo's own joining us here on Transition Tuesdays. Man, so sister cuz now, again, like I shared earlier, I'm not sure if you heard, I was thinking about people. I had a couple people in particular I was thinking about when I went to the voting polls. Was there anybody in particular you were thinking about before you were voting?
I thought about a lot of things before I even voted.
Okay.
I'll just say before I knew who was running. I
Okay.
mean, and we do this every Tuesday. We log in every Tuesday and we chat about what's going on.
Uh-huh.
I knew last year. I I was voting for whoever was running against Trump,
Right.
and I was voting for whoever Cooper was running against. So I mean, I'm voting for Cooper. So it's not like I didn't need to wait until this week to get a piece of paper out and sketch it out, because we live it every day. I don't think people should have been surprised.
Right. Nah, I got you. Yeah. Was it any? Did you have any like family member that you were thinking about? Maybe somebody who, unfortunately not with us now. But, they couldn't vote, but maybe you had them in mind when you were going to vote. Ooh, Jeannie, you there? Okay.
I actually think of my ancestors. I mean,
Yeah.
let's see.
Yeah.
I actually, when I'm thinking about voting, I think about my grandkids and I think about my ancestors before me. Like my mama was the first one in her immediate family to go to college. Like I think about stuff like that.
Right. Absolutely. No, I
And
hate.
so, and I hate to say this, I still own property in Anson County when they had to go to another area to vote. So you have to think about, what did people sacrifice for us to go bubble in 20 circles.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. Those
But
people.
I have grandkids. That's most important. I have grandkids, and I just don't know what this world's going to look like in 25 years.
I know. Yeah. You're so right. You're so right. But no, it's people like yourself who get out there and vote and think about the ancestors, who paved the way for us to vote. That's a major thing. That's a major thing. Well, Gina, sister, cuz I know you're probably gonna be up late tonight. We probably not gonna find out the total, the results or what have you, but I'm sure we'll be up late tonight. But again, I want you to thank you for giving us a little bit of your time, seeing what's going on there in North Carolina. And again, you voting, which is a great thing, and it's always a pleasure to talk to your sister, cuz.
Always, I love you, and we'll talk about this next Tuesday and the next Tuesday, because we are going to be watching and waiting.
That's true. We might have a winner next Tuesday.
Yeah, we won't be tonight, so don't stay up late tonight, people. Get you something to eat and drink, and get your rest, because you will not know tonight.
Absolutely.
Now, you're just going to miss the foolishness now. You want to stay up. It's going to be some foolishness.
Yep. You know that's coming, right, Gina?
I know that's coming, so that's what we waiting on.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Gina. I'll talk to you later, sister cuz. Love you, hon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, that was Gina Harris from North Carolina giving us her voting experience there. Now, we're going to transition back to New York, and I'm going to reach out to this young man, see if we can reach him on the dial. Hang with me. This is a lot of fun doing this. This is a lot of fun. Combing the area on election day. This is so much fun. Let's see what we got.
Hey, this is Neil. Please leave a message. I'll get back to you.
No, Neil. Wait a second. I can't leave a message.
The mailbox is...
Oh, man. I'm going to reach back out to Neil in a second. Again, come on, Neil. Let's see what we got. I'll reach back out to Neil again. So, again, here's what we're going to do now. We're going to transition now. We're going to transition. I'm going to see if I can transition here now. See if I can get this person. What we're going to do, we're going to transition to the state of Michigan. Okay, let's see what we got here. See what I can do here. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Get this going here. Come on, Michigan, pick up. See what we got.
You have reached the voicemail box.
All right, we'll reach out to them in a second. I'm going to try this now. Let's reach out. Let's see if we can transition to the state of Massachusetts. I'm going to try. I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. See what we can do here. If I can reach out to this young man. Let's see what we got. All right. Taking a shot in the dark here. See if we can do it. Let's see. See what we got. Hello? picking up. All right. Now, let's try this now, okay? Because we're going to be all over the globe like we're trying to do. I'm going to reach out. We're going to transition to Florida. Okay? Let's see what I got here. We got to make contact here. I know we are. I'm feeling confident about this call here. Let's see. All righty. Let's see what we got here. As we doing this live. These people probably want.
Hello.
Mr. Chris Williams.
That would be myself.
What's going on, Chris? Hold on one second, Chris. We got Terry joining us. Welcome, Terry. Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. I believe Terry is a newbie here, so welcome to the show. But I don't have a newbie here. I have the young man, Mr. Chris B. Williams, a.k.a. Uncle Smoothie, joining us. What's going on, Smoothie? What's going on in Florida, sir?
All is well in West Palm Beach, Florida. And yes, I do go by the tag, Uncle Smoothie. I have my beautiful wife here with me.
Nice.
Leah T. Williams, the luxury floor designer, and we want to talk a little politics.
Nice. So we do have Leah. So Leah has joined us too. Thank you so much, guys.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Hey, so guys, first off, so Chris, I want to get your voting experience first. So how has the voting experience been for you in Florida?
Well, for me, I was able to vote early here. This is my first time voting here in Florida.
Okay.
Everything went very well for me. Did not have to wait in any line. Went right in, came right out.
Okay.
So I didn't have any issues, no questions, no concerns. So no issues for me.
Okay. How about yourself, Leah?
So different from Chris, I opted to do a mail-in ballot.
Okay.
So yeah, that was the easiest option for me.
Okay. Gotcha. So you both voted, which is good. Different dynamics. You got New York mail-in, and you had a Floridian vote. First time. That's first time for you, right, Chris? Voted in Florida?
Yes, indeed. I'm officially Floridian. I have a Florida license plate.
Chris is an official Floridian. I'm still on the fence. It's really hot here, and I like my cold weather in New York.
I got you. Hey, so Chris, we'll start with you on this. So, do you care to share who you voted for? And if you do, can you tell us why you voted for that particular candidate? We'll start with you first,
No,
Chris.
not a problem at all.
Okay.
I voted for Joe Biden as far as for president.
Okay.
And the reason I voted for Joe Biden, just from my research and, looking at both sides with both candidates. And in all honesty, I will be truthful. I think there are some things on the Republican side that I feel strongly about, which are good. And there's some things on the Democrat side that I feel strongly about, and vice versa.
Okay.
But for me, the tipping point would be the candidate who's the leader. In this case, Donald Trump, who's our president now. I just feel that the COVID-19, he didn't handle that as well as possible.
Okay.
It's on his watch. And he said and done some things that are very questionable.
Okay.
And I believe we need some change, or at least Chris Williams voting felt there needs to be some change. And I think Joe Biden and Harris will be that change possibly needed. I don't know if they're going to make all the right decisions. And the one thing I always say about politics, there's always a little bit of something that you don't agree with your candidate. I mean, that's just how it works. And the process is a little shaky. I don't know all the details about it, but I liken it to the number 6. You look at the number 6, it's clear that it's a 6. But if you go to the opposite side of the table, it looks clearly like a 9 to the other people. So I think we have to do, as a society and just people in general, looking at both sides of that table.
Okay.
And trying to understand both sides and being able to make a decision educated on what's best for everyone, not just yourself personally.
Gotcha. And before you answer, we got Gina, who I just had on. Gina says, just so we're clear, I felt fine rocking my vote. Then she says, plus, I stay strapped. So, so that's my sister, cuz.
That's your cousin.
That's
your
right.
cousin, right?
Oh yeah, she don't play that. Yeah, she don't play that. She don't play no games. I can see her coming strapped with an arsenal of weaponry, not just one gun.
Understandable.
I can see that.
From the D, if I'm correct, right?
Yes,
All right.
Well, no. Gina's from North Carolina.
North Carolina, okay.
Yep,
I apologize.
No problem. What about you, Leah? Who'd you vote for and why? If you care to share.
So the candidate for me was Biden.
Okay.
Trump, just just from a moral standpoint, he just did not fit my morals and my values. He didn't fit them in 2016. I think he's done a worse job in fitting them now. As far as Trump, he also doesn't have a plan. I haven't heard anything that he has done. I haven't seen anything he's done, and I literally haven't heard anything that he plans on doing that's concrete. Even though Biden has a track record, I feel strong because, you know, he was with Obama and he's been in the White House and he put some things into play the 8 years that he was in jointly with Obama. So I just felt like I was going to take my chance on Biden because who's in there now just morally does not align with who I am.
Yeah, no, I got you. What do you feel, Leah? And Chris, I asked you the same thing, but Leah, what do you feel about like Kamala Harris being the first a black VP? What are your thoughts on that? Are you liking that?
I'm not a huge Kamala Harris fan.
Okay.
So it's tough for me. She's the running mate. She's the candidate that he chose. She wouldn't have been my first choice. There's a lot of other female candidates that I felt would have done a better job.
Right.
While she was running for president, I just wasn't a fan of her and her policies and everything about her. So,
okay.
Is it? You know, I don't get into like the black or the white of it. Yes, it's going to be great to see a female vice president for the first time. It's going to be wonderful to see a female black vice president for the first time. But I'm not like a fan of Kamala Harris.
Okay, gotcha. What about yourself, Chris? Are you enthusiastic about that? Was that one of the deciding factors for you about Kamala Harris becoming the VP, first black VP?
Well, it wasn't a deciding factor, but I don't have any issues with Kamala Harris. I think she'll do a very good job. I think her and Joe together will do a good job. And that's the way I looked at it. I looked at it as a package deal.
Gotcha.
It wasn't a case where she's separate from him, he's separate from her. I think together they'll make a good team to make this work. So that's the way I looked at it. And, you know, one other point I just wanted to make.
Okay.
When you're looking at this collectively and you take a look at, and I'll be, you know, really transparent here. President Trump has done some things which have been positive. And I think you have to make sure you can look at that with an educated eye. But the deciding factor for me, again, is like Leah said, some of the things he just says and does just morally just aren't right.
Yeah,
As
right.
a president, you don't want your leader to be in that position. Now, you know, if he was my boy on the streets and we, you know, behind closed doors, some of those conversations are fine. But some of the things he says and does as your president were just really shaky.
Yeah.
Now, it's important to note, we don't know exactly what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will do. But I think for a number of voters who are on the fence, you've had enough of President Trump to say you need something new. And I think that's where the deciding factor will come. And I'm going to make this clear on your show, Transition Tuesdays, Russ, and I've said it to you in conversations aside. I don't know a whole lot about politics, but just from looking at this, my common sense tells me that this is going to be a blowout for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Reason being, I've looked at some numbers here. From what I understand, you need to get to 270.
That is correct. Yes, that's correct.
To get to 270, Joe Biden not far away from the 270. The last time I looked, when these guys were saying he's about 12 away from 270, and President Trump needs about 100 and something to get to 270. I'm not a mathematician either. That tells me that Joe Biden is going to get there much quicker than Donald Trump. I don't know about all these guys on all these shows here. They're going to keep Lee up all night. They're going to keep you up all night. This is going to be a laughter, ladies and gentlemen. I'll liken this to when I first got into college basketball at Manhattan College, we would play LaSalle. Steve Lapis will give us everything up under the sun to get you confident enough that you might be able to beat LaSalle. In that locker room, you're thinking, oh, you know what? We might be able to beat them. Each and every time we got hammered by LaSalle because the numbers weren't in our favor. And this is the way I liken this election. Will go to Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, in a laugher. Uncle Smoothie is on record everybody can go to bed now. How about you, Leah?
well, Smoothie. Couple of things. I know the race to 270. I know, like you got the commentaries, the pundits. They're saying like if everything remained the same from 2016. So, for example, if Biden was able to have the same states that Clinton had, the numbers look like in his favor. So again, these things could go awry really quick. And just to respond to what you talked about, how there's certain things that this president has said, that might make sense. I'll give him on one thing that he made that made perfectly sense to me when he said this election is the most important election of our lifetime. I'll give him that. He's talked about that. I'll give him that. That's the only thing that I can think of that he said that has some sense of no of sanity. Him saying that. I'll just give him that on that.
Right. Well, another thing I'll say, Russ, I heard someone say this earlier. Regardless of who wins, things are going to change in this country. And I think people need to be prepared for that. Regardless. Regardless.
Yeah.
Things are going to change. Change is inevitable.
Yeah.
However, with that change, we have to be able to work together.
Yeah.
We can't go for the division with this party stuff because when it all boils down, everybody has to work with one another, regardless if you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican. And I heard a person say this earlier, choose love. Love conquers all.
Absolutely.
Love can conquer President Trump.
Yeah.
Love can conquer Joe Biden. Regardless of who you choose, love is the one thing we need to work harder on in our country.
I definitely agree with you, Smooth, on that, because the bottom line is after this election day or whenever we're going to find out who wins or what have you, we all going to have to get along with each other. We're all going to see each other in supermarkets. You're going to see each other in schools or what have you. We got to get along with each other. And again, like you talked about, Smooth, it's all about the love aspect of it. We got to start to get a sense of loving one another, loving your neighbor, loving people you haven't disagreed with, party lines or whatever. Just we got to start the love. The love has to be back, and getting that involved. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
And putting out that positive energy.
Yep.
And my tagline, positive energy is a gift.
That's right.
We need to be givers. We need to be givers of positive energy to each other, regardless of your party line.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Leah, would you agree with that? Absolutely. And will you get some sleep tonight and not stay up all night because I'm going to bed early?
Well, not yet. Not so fast, Smooth. Not so fast. Hey, so Leah, did you have anybody in mind when you were voting? Like when you sent in your ballot, were you thinking about ancestors or anybody, who maybe didn't have the opportunity to vote in this election?
Honestly, not that they didn't have an opportunity to vote in this election. I was definitely thinking about my son.
Okay.
Great. And I have 14 nieces and nephews.
Wow.
They range anywhere between 15 and 30.
Wow.
That's our next generation.
Yeah.
And they're looking to us to make the right choices. And I think that a lot of us have done, age group and generations above us prior to us have done a poor job in the past 4 years.
Yeah.
And just seeing the Black Lives Matter movement and seeing how a lot of the millennials have taken charge and done things a little bit differently that maybe you or I would have done. I definitely was thinking about my son, but I definitely was thinking about my dad because
me too.
I remember he passed away right after Barack Obama died. He passed away the February after.
Wow.
And I remember us being up literally like the whole day just talking about, the possibility of a first Black president. And we were so into politics and we were so into like CNN and watching all of the statistics and everything. And he was just so happy.
Yeah.
He was so happy. So I definitely cared about my dad. It's a great time to be able to cast a vote, to be a part of the process in making a change.
Absolutely.
Great answer.
What about you, Smooth? Same question, man. You had anybody in particular before you casted your ballot that you thinking about?
Well, I was very fortunate last night, Russ. I was the guest speaker on a town hall.
Okay.
And they discussed politics and the importance of mentoring.
Okay.
And in my speech, I talked about the same hands that pick cotton can now pick presidents.
Wow.
And when I read that quote, it was really deep to me because I had to read it a couple of times because there were so many people before us who sacrificed.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it, but when you think back, when they didn't have the opportunity and they wanted it so bad and they worked so hard for it, the least you can do to show respect is cast your ballot.
Yeah.
To show some concern.
Definitely.
And talking to these young people last night, there's so many of them on there, and you want to make sure you set a good example if possible. You want to be a good mentor to mentees.
Yes.
Because they follow what you do, and they act accordingly.
Yeah.
So I thought about, again, like Leah said, my mother passed away about 5 years ago. She had gotten into politics, and I know she would be excited about what's going on here. But more importantly, after just speaking to the group last night, the effect that you have on young people. And what we do, what we say is so important because they're going to follow.
Absolutely.
And as I stated earlier, you want to make sure they can make educated decisions. You don't want to sway them one way or the other, but at least put a platform out there where they can say, all right, you know what, this makes sense for me. And that's what I really thought about when I was voting.
Gotcha. Hey, so guys, you guys live in a swing state, a battleground state in Florida. So again, it usually comes down to Florida. We seen in 2000 what happened with Gore and Bush. You know, they were counting the ballots, you know, by hand. I remember seeing one lady, she was counting the numbers and stuff like that. But again, so a lot might depend on the state of Florida. Are you guys okay with the pressure on that? Because there's a lot of pressure now that might go down, because it might go down, it might barrel down to Florida. You guys are good. You guys are good with that.
I actually feel good with the state of Florida and the outcome of Florida. I'm thinking that definitely Florida, it may go for Biden. I told Chris really recently in the past maybe 4 or 5 months, you know, when we first moved down here, you saw a lot of Trump signs, you saw a lot of Trump pens, everything, and you still see that. But there are so many Biden-Harris supporters in Florida that they don't show. A lot of places that we've gone to, when we first, early in the summer, you would see just caravans of Trump pens, you know, just on corners and gathering all over. Maybe in the past 2 or 3 months, you started seeing caravans of Biden and Harris supporters that were on corners and shouting for people to vote for Biden and Harris and, you know, going down blocks of just Biden after Biden after Biden Harris sign, you know, yard signs. So it's not going to be a landslide either way, but, you know, they're in a fight. They're definitely in a fight. Florida's definitely to be looked at. And don't underestimate the power of some of the people here. I think we may win Florida.
Okay, nice. You feel the same way too, Smooth? Or?
Well, again, I think Florida's very tricky. Lee and I have seen a lot since we've been here. We've seen a number of Trump supporters here, and we've recently seen an upscale of Biden and Harris supporters. So you never know. I totally agree with Leah. I don't know if I can say that Florida will go to the Biden-Harris way. I'm not sure about that one. But to start off the question, I'm not afraid. I'm not fearful, like you said, because I think I've done my part. And one of the things I said last night, when you're process-driven, you never fail. I've done my work. I've done my part. And all you can do is sit back and say, what else I can do is work harder if it doesn't come out my way or the way we'd like it to do. But I think this Florida area is unique because a lot goes on here. The way it's portrayed on the news is not totally fair. I think there's a lot of other places that, you know, that happens. So I think it'll be much tighter than people expect outside looking in. But we'll see what happens. But overall, for me, overall, say this one more time. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris will walk to the finish line and stroll over it with a victory tonight.
They'll run through the tape, you're saying?
They will walk through the tape a la George Jefferson style.
Well, I would say this to you, Smooth. Make sure you take a nap. You know, get a little nap in, man. A good 20-minute power nap would be good for you, Smooth. That way you can see, you know, the rest of the night. You know, join Leah now. I don't want Leah to be alone on that. I want you join. I want you guys watching it together, and because again, it could.
He's gonna need that power nap. In
Yes.
2016, he went to bed about 10 o'clock. There was no president by then. I stayed up. I went and just hounded this guy every 15 minutes. Chris, this guy's gonna win. He's gonna win. Leah, Trump's not gonna win. And then at around 2 o'clock in the morning, when Hillary conceded, I said, Chris, he won. I can't believe it. And we were up the rest of the night. So he might as well not go to sleep, because I'm not gonna
That's right.
let this.
That was a totally different situation. And I've explained this to both of you before. And I'll do it to the listening audience.
Okay, what do you guys? Well, what happened?
When Hillary lost, Hillary blew that. That was her fault. And one of the reasons Trump was able to get those swing votes was you just came off having an African-American president. Now you're going to go right into having a female president. America was not ready for that. They had to do a double take and say, hold up, we can't do this. So Trump was the lesser of the two evils there. And honestly, this is just my opinion, and I will say this every single time.
Okay.
I don't know everything about politics. If Hillary would have said, let's go over everything thoroughly, there's a strong possibility that vote could have swung the opposite way. I think she may have conceded a little early on that one, but I definitely know, coming off an African-American president, going into a female president, we were not prepared. When I say we, meaning the American people, did not want that to happen.
Yeah, well, I agree with you.
Right here, President Trump has worn out his welcome. He's done himself a disservice.
Yeah.
And he knows it. He knows it.
I think Hillary took her foot off the gas at the end, you know, as we're seeing. So we learn from history. I think Biden is learning from history, you know, going after those swing states, you know, that Hillary Clinton just, like, you know, took her feet off. So now they got their feet on the gas and they're trying to run through the tape. So we'll see what goes on. We'll definitely see what goes on. But guys, hey, I appreciate you guys coming on today in the state of Florida, giving us the update and the rundown what's going on. You guys should just stay up, because again, Florida could be in play here, so it's going to be so important. So Smooth, take your power nap now. After this, when you're done here, take a little 20-minute power nap and then be ready to rock later on this evening. All righty?
I should be in a deep sleep by 11 p.m.
Oh, gee. All right.
I'll talk to you guys in the morning.
All right. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate you.
Thanks again, Russ.
Okay. Take care, guys.
Good night.
All right. We got the Silver Fox, George Sylvie, joining us. What's going on, George? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. And we have Lou Lamantino joining us. Welcome, guys. We also have my man Chad joining us from North Dakota. What's going on, guys? Welcome, welcome. Hey, guys, while I have you guys on, comment to me where you guys are from, and I want to get your voting experience. So I know Lou is from Jersey. Silver Fox, I think he might be from Tennessee. I'm not sure, but just send me a comment. How was the voting experience for you guys going forward here? Going forward. So let's do this, guys. Now we're going to transition. I'm going to try to transition back to New York. I'm going to see if I can contact this young man here. See if we can get him as we continue on. Let's see who we can get here. Let's see, hopefully.
Hey, this is Neil. Please leave a message. I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Neil again. We can't reach him. So let's do this. I'm going to transition to the state of, let's see, Michigan. Let's see what we can do here. Michigan. Where you at? Let's see what we got here. Oop, hold on one second. Let's see if we can get this person or get the state of Michigan, one of the battleground states here that's going on in this election. Let's see what we got here. Hopefully we'll get this person here. See what we got. People probably watching the TV, not answering phones. Let's see.
You have reached the voicemail box
And that
of...
person's not here. Alrighty. So let's move on. That's okay. So again, George, Lou, Chad, just comment. Just send me a comment how your voting experience was for you, and if you like to share who you voted for and why. And I'm assuming that you voted, so I don't want to assume. You let me know if you voted, who you voted for, and why. Okay, that'll be cool. All right, cuz don't call me there. Hold on one second. Let me decline that there, and let me call my cuz back. Right back. See if we can get this person on the line for the state of Michigan. I'm gonna try again. Hopefully she'll hang up. Then I can reach her. Let's see, because I'm anxious to get the information from the battleground states. Because these states, like we got Florida, which was
You know what? Mr. Gavin, I just went in there to log into the
That's okay. That's okay, Rita. Hey, Rita. Hey, first of all, what up, though? Thank you for joining us here today. I got my cousin Rita from the state of Michigan, Detroit, that is. So, Rita, man, hey, I'm glad I caught you. So, Rita, question for you. How was the voting experience for you in the Michigan area? How was that for you?
Well, actually, it was actually easy for me because I voted 2 weeks ago.
Okay, early voting. Nice.
Yeah, I voted early, but my mother, Gail, Auntie Charlene.
Yeah, I know you got a crew there. I know you got a lot of people.
Yeah, they all voted today, and Amir is also in college, so she got her absentee ballot like back in October.
Okay.
So we all voted.
Nice. Oh, that's perfect. So a lot of the family voted today. Okay, so they voted. They took care of business today.
Yeah, the majority of them voted today.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Hey, so Rita, do you care to share who you voted for? And if you do, can you tell us why you voted for that particular candidate?
Well, I voted for Biden.
Okay.
The reason why I did because Trump got to go. I'm sorry. He divided our country.
Right.
It's so much hatred out there, and it's a lot of people showing it.
Yeah.
All because of this. People are so angry right now.
Yeah.
And I can't understand why they're so angry, and this man is in office.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. I don't know if anybody know, but I posted something on Facebook to ask the Lord to wrap His arms around our country.
Yeah.
Because
we're hurting.
This is sad.
Yeah.
I can't even watch the news right now.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is.
Yeah, especially in your state. I mean, you had the governor was on like almost a kidnapping plot that was going on. This is madness.
How is that okay? How is that okay?
Yeah, this is complete madness.
Okay.
Yeah, and you got this same president and administration who is basically saying like, hey, look, I was the person who's helped her out with the FBI and all this stuff like that, and not condoning it at all. I don't get it.
No, not at all. That it is not okay.
Yeah,
it is not okay. Well, my first, when they went to the Capitol with the gun.
Yes.
I couldn't believe that.
Right.
I have never seen anything like that before in my life.
Yeah, that was crazy watching that. Yes.
Yes.
Man, oh man. Hey, so Rita, were you thinking of anybody in particular when you went to go vote? Were you like thinking about your ancestors, anybody like that? When you were actually voting?
I thought about my daughter because this is the next generation that's coming up to take care of us.
Absolutely.
Just to make sure that they'll still be around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I got you. And I did the same thing too, because my daughter, she voted for the first time this year as well. So I did think about my daughter as well. Like this generation, the younger generation, they're gonna get us out of this climb. I mean, it's the youth. They're always the people to get us out of it. It's the youth. So we have to really, have the mindset of the youth. Yeah. Hey, so Rita, last question for you, really quick. Now, Michigan is one of those swing states, one of those, important states. Do you think that Biden is going to carry the state out, like looking, for tonight or what have you, or because this might take a couple of days, but do you think your candidate is going to be able to pull it out, the state of Michigan, maybe?
Let me tell you this. Amir just informed me that in 2016, Hillary lost at each poll by 2 votes.
2 votes?
2 votes, but it was a total of 10,000 from each poll.
Wow.
So, if 3 to 4 more people would have even went in to vote in 2016, we wouldn't be in this position we in right now.
Wow.
But the voter turnout in Michigan was huge this year.
Okay, so people showed up and they showed out.
Yes.
Perfect, man.
More absentee, yeah.
That's so important. That's so important because, like you said, a lot's on the line. You know, it's not even about, you know, sometimes it's not about the presidency. It's about, you know, voting locally as well. You know, you got social unrest, social injustice. That's on here. You know, COVID-19's on the ballot. You know, sanity's on the ballot as well. You know,
Right.
man.
Right.
Absolutely, man. Well, Rita, my dear, hey, I love you, sweetheart. I'm glad that you shared with us your experience, especially in that swing state of Michigan. Again, you know, I'm praying for everybody there. Tell everybody I said, what up, though, in the D. I appreciate you, sweetheart, and I appreciate you for coming on this evening, hun.
All right, thank you. Love you too.
Okay, love you, hun. Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye. All right, so we get a lot of different responses, which is absolutely phenomenal for going across the globe here. I'm going to try my good friend one more time as we transition back to New York. I'm going to try it one more time, see if I can get this person on here. Oh, it'd be so good if I get this person on here. Let's see what we got. I'm going to try it one more time. As I know, I don't want to hold up anybody because I know everybody want to get to the TV and seeing any polls have come back so far. Let's see what we got here.
Hey, this is Neil. Please leave a message on.
We can't get Neil. Yep, I keep getting his voicemail. We got Janine joining. What's going on, Janine? Welcome to Transition Tuesday. My Jasper sister joining us. Hey, Janine, I know you live in New York. Give us, if you can, let us know how was your voting experience, if you can, and if you care to share who you voted for and why, if you can, Janine. Okay, appreciate that if you can. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we were able to make you laugh, smile, or think during this broadcast, my good friends, you have accomplished something major today. So celebrate your victory. Celebrate the victory. If you did vote, celebrate that victory. That's a huge victory. You know, we step on the shoulders of people who came before us. We have an opportunity to vote. So I think you should celebrate that victory. Definitely celebrate that victory there. Okay, let's see what we got here. 1 second as we play some music. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to share with you, I appreciate you guys for joining me each and every Tuesday in Transition Tuesdays. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining us here today. I really appreciate it. Hold on, let me turn this down a little bit because it's getting a little loud here. There we go. That's a little bit better. Cool. Ooh, what happened? I can keep hearing my theme music. What's going on there? There you go. All right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you can always follow me on Instagram at rwilltransitions. That's RWILLTRANSITIONS. rwilltransition. You can always follow me. Also, if you haven't got the book, Transition Game Plan, Simple Steps to Achieving Personal Success, let's get this book. You can get it on Amazon.com. And I have a chapter on there, Transition to Power, transitioning of power. Okay, I have that. It's all in the book. We might see that tonight. You just never know. You might see that tonight. So you can get that on Amazon.com. Let me close this up here. Why does it stop playing? I don't know what's going on. Hold on a second, guys. Oh, man, it must be the election. I don't know what's going on. My theme music isn't playing here. Okay. Oh, because my cable's out. Okay. There we go. That's all right. So you can do that. You can always get the book. Also, guys, if you missed our broadcast, our past broadcast, and today's broadcast, I'm going to post it on the YouTube channel. You go to Transition Tuesdays with apostrophe S. Go there, and you can always check out the episodes that you missed. So we'd love for you to go do that as well. And I would say this, guys, a couple of things. Like I mentioned earlier when I was talking to Chris and Leah, after this election is over, it could be over today, next week, or what have you. I mean, the one thing we got to all keep in mind in all this is, we gotta live one amongst one another. We gotta care for one another. So it don't even matter who's in office, but we gotta have the common decency of love in each other. I think that's so important. That was a great thing that Chris talked about. So, because again, we gotta live with each other the next day. You're gonna be shopping with these people, and you gotta get along with each other. So don't matter about the elections. But again, we gotta start loving on each other and caring for each other and having a common decency as human beings and loving on each other. So that's so important. So important. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we always say in parting, happy transitioning, and we'll speak to you soon. Okay, rest up, because it's going to probably be a long night tonight, so check that out. We got my man, Kyrie Wilson, joining. What's going on, Wilson? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. Better late than never. I'm glad I caught you, my man. Appreciate you. I know you voted. I know that for a fact. That's what Wilson does. I know that. So, again, thank you for watching, guys. Happy transitioning. We'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Peace out.